Are you watching closely?
Clytus, I'm bored. What plaything can you offer me today?
A good effort. Oh, well, decidedly that. An excellent effort. You have shown us something.
Filmmaking is not about the tiny details. It's about the big picture.
Wilson! Quite new tonight.
Missandei gets fridged. Brienne gets turned into a woman weeping over her man. Sansa is only strong because of her history of rape and abuse, and Dany goes crazy. The latest Game of Thrones is not very nice to its women. When it felt, in particular last season I think, that the women were some of the more well-rounded characters. Without its source material, Game of Thrones is no longer, it's not TV, it's HBO. It's just TV. Characters do dumb things to serve the plot. Tyrion and Varys, two of the more intelligent characters, cannot fathom the possibility that it would be okay for Dany to dominate Jon if they rule together. Better she be dead. And Jon be the consolation prize for the Seven Kingdoms. Meanwhile, Shadowhunters has its series finale, which has a couple seemingly arbitrary punishments for female characters, but Izzy pushes her problem into a fight and gets immediate support, and Clary, like her evil side trip a couple episodes back, feels more like an actual character rather than a de facto lead cipher when faced with what's coming. And Shadowhunters, never being one to let a downer ending remain a downer ending for long, reverses Clary's direction just enough to circle back to its own first episode. Great move for any series finale. But no one watches Shadowhunters, and far too many people are moved by Brienne and Jaime hooking up and her being left in tears, by Missandei's final words being a call for destruction, and the titular conflict for the Iron Throne feeling more important than the fight for all life itself. Which ended in darkness and a lot of death, but of hardly anybody we knew. And hey, there's a Starbucks cup in the latest episode of Game of Thrones, let's make some memes. And I'm inclined to rant and ramble about what's wrong with the audience, what's wrong with the writers, what's wrong with the world. But how can that compete with a meme? It's interesting. The internet is a wonderful thing. You can find virtually anything, anytime, to watch, to read, to listen to look at, to debate. But it is full of enclaves beneath enclaves, like the aforementioned Shadowhunters thing, series finale, and you gotta run to Tumblr or some other corner of the web to find conversation. Supernatural has had a vociferous fanbase for a decade and a half. God himself turned on the main characters in their penultimate season finale, and it felt like I was the only person I know who still watches the show. We are in a place where there are too many shows, too many bad shows, too many good shows, too many niche shows, too much prestige TV. And you can't keep up with it all, even if you want to. Too many Democratic presidential nominees too, but no one wants to keep up with all of those. Too many kinds of cereal in the cereal aisle, too many songs, iTunes or Spotify. Too many videos on YouTube.
And there are simply too many notes. That's all. Just cut a few and it'll be perfect.
Cut. Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
A Mandalorian! Why would you create such an abomination? This is the weapon of a coward.
The stuff that dreams are made of.
Why is it that the movie begins with such vast ideas and ends in such small cliches?
That's a wrap.
It's over, Johnny. It's over! Nothing is over! Nothing!
You're still here?
You just don't turn it off!
It's over. Go home. Go.